I just got back from seeing Man of Steel at midnight, and oh my god, so many thoughts. The only way I can really describe this movie is just by saying, wow. Man of Steel really does leave a mark. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of the story elements to go in, because honestly, I want you guys to go in pretty cold. There's something to be said for a film when you go into it and you don't really know a whole lot of what to expect. The only thing I'm going to talk about are the performances, and maybe even just a little smidge, just a little taste of what it is you can expect. The story as we know it of Superman is largely intact. Jor-El, played by Russell Crowe, and to great effect, by the way, he's lost a little weight since the last time we saw him on camera. He actually, to me, was a more believable Jor-El than even Marlon Brando could have ever hoped to have been. That's not to say that Russell Crowe's a better actor than Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando didn't give a shit about being in Superman. He was actually kind of ornery about it. Russell Crowe, a lot more malleable. Man, the first movie is always the origin story, and you're going to spend so much time on that origin, trying to inform us of who this character is. And this is probably one of the best ways I've ever seen an origin story handled in quite some time. They pretty much give you flashbacks from the time that, you know, Clark is a kid to the time that he's a good and grown-ass man, and they actually kind of flip back and forth between his, you know, his kid years to his teenage years, his, you know, I'm out man on the street, you know, years, and he's got the scruffy beard looking like a broke-ass Aqua Man and shit. They do a really good job with it. It flows, it's smooth, it just goes. I didn't catch myself at any point during his origins going, come on, man, you guys need to wrap this shit up. The thing that actually works the best with this film is the pacing of it. The pacing of it is lightning fast. They're always moving from one thing to the next, giving us enough time on Krypton to get us into a state of mind where it's like, okay, we see where they're coming from with Krypton, to giving us enough time with Clark in his pre-Superman days, and saying, hey, look, here it is, boom, 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 and then getting us to Superman. They did a really good job just pacing it out. You can't really talk about Superman without really going to a supporting cast, because his supporting cast is actually who makes him as a character. First and foremost, I want to go ahead and say it right now before I forget, Henry Cavill is really good as Superman. He is good as Clark Kent. And I don't know if this was something like as far as input from him or his input from Zack Snyder, Christopher Nolan, the guys who wrote the script, I don't know, don't care. Whoever did it, kudos, because you actually gave Superman a personality that is likable and relatable. For the first time ever watching a Superman movie, I was like, man, I can relate with this guy. He's actually not much different than any other human being who discovers, hey, shit, I got superpowers. Only he's an alien. But still, you see where I'm coming from. I like how, you know, he is down to earth. And not to say that previous Superman incarnations haven't been, but it's just like, I don't know, he seemed like he was so detached. And even when Superman is in his Superman persona, it feels like he's trying to let us know, hey, I'm one of you guys. Now that Henry Cavill's out of the way, because I don't really want to talk about him anymore, I do want to talk about Mom and Pa Kent. Diane Lane, Kevin Costner, they do an amazing job. And honestly, I've always felt that the Mom and Pa Kent, you get anybody to play those roles. It don't fucking matter who plays those roles. It did matter in this film because in the first Richard Donner movie, yeah, you know, they were his grounded foundation. They show how they kind of mold him, but they don't really spend a lot of time on Mom and Pa Kent in those movies. This film, they spend more time with it and they give us enough to let us know, hey, look, this is how he became as good, clean, and wholesome as he is. And they do a great job with it. Kevin Costner does an amazing job. I mean, he doesn't really do a whole lot. He's really just playing Kevin Costner for the most part. He's doing it in such a way that he is selling me on the fact he is Pa Kent. Diane Lane is selling me on the fact that she is Ma Kent. I believe it. I'm sold. Next up is Lois Lane. Now, if any of you have watched my Superman Returns review, you know I didn't give a good goddamn about Kate Bosworth playing Lois Lane. I was just completely just done. I hated that shit. Amy Adams comes correct in this movie. She takes care of business. She comes in and she is the Lois Lane that would have made Margot Kidder proud. She is the woman that comes in there. She's not taking shit from any guys or anyone for that matter. She goes after what she wants. She's not afraid of danger. And it's not to say previous Lois Lane incarnations haven't had that. I mean, yeah, because it's kind of a staple of the character. Amy Adams sold me on the fact that that was the case. Kate Bosworth did not. I mean, they tried to make it seem that way, but she was still too much of a damsel in distress. Amy Adams comes in, and yes, she does need saving from time to time in this movie. But you know what? When she was on her own, I felt like she was holding her own. But honestly, all the performances were pretty sound. I didn't feel like there were any really weak performances in this movie. Michael Shannon comes in as General Zod, owns the role, takes care of business. I mean, yeah, is he Terrence Stamp, General Zod? No. Is he General Zod from, Smallville? No. He is his own character. He has taken this role and made it his own. And I'm very proud of what the man brought to the table. Michael Shannon is an amazing actor. When he was first announced as General Zod, everybody was like, who the fuck is this guy? And I'm like, have you seen Boardwalk Empire? Michael Shannon is a beast of an actor. The guy just owns whatever role he is in. The man is just that good. And honestly, within the first 15 minutes of the movie, when he has his breakdown scene, he's all like, I will find him! I was like, that motherfucker's crazy. Also want to talk about Antje Traue too. I think I'm saying that right. Antje Traue? Okay, yeah, whatever. Sorry, my German's a little rusty, but I think I said your name right. She comes in as Feora and just rocks the house. Honestly, she kind of stole the show from Zod in a few moments in the film. There were some parts where I was like, Zod, you need to sit the fuck down, because she got this. Some of Feora's fight scenes remind me of a video game. I feel like I am watching Devil May Cry the movie, because she does some stuff I have only seen in combo videos. Speaking of that, the action is pretty solid in it. There's not a lot of slow-mo in this movie. I would almost venture to say there is little to none. I'm proud of you, Zack Snyder. That is called growth. All in all, the only complaint I have with this movie, honestly, I mean, because like I said, acting's solid. The chemistry is solid. The script is pretty tight, and it has some moments where it's funny, and not like I'm not laughing with you, I'm laughing at you. Whoever came and punched up the script did an amazing job with it, because, I mean, there's jokes in there where there needs to be jokes. It's not just a dry, dull script. The movie is shot well, the pacing of it is pretty good, and that's kind of where it's a double-edged sword, because even though the movie is paced well, I felt they drugged the movie on a little too long. And the final showdown at the end of the movie does run a little long. I mean, it is one really long fight scene that probably lasts somewhere in the neighborhood of what felt like 30 minutes. It felt like the entire third act of the movie was one big fight. Not that I'm complaining about that, because honestly in Superman movies we rarely get anything like that. We rarely get enough action. Now we're getting it in spades. I'm not complaining about it, but the movie is a little long. And this movie clocks in at just barely under 2.5 hours. I'm gonna say, I was wowed by this movie. I was completely caught off guard by it. Do I think the film is absolutely positively perfect? It's close. I mean, it's pretty damn close. I mean, I enjoyed this about as much as I enjoyed Avengers, and that's something I never thought I'd say about a Superman movie. Was it as artistic as The Dark Knight? No, not particularly. But was it as entertaining? Yes. And for that very reason, even though I really only had one major gripe with the movie, that's still enough for me to give it a fan-freaking-tastic. This is the movie Superman fans have been waiting for. This is the movie that if you're not a fan of Superman, I feel this movie is sufficient enough to get you on board. I mean, because honestly, I fucking hate Superman. I'm a Batman guy, for Christ's sakes. I like my guys to be street-level superheroes. So guys, you tell me, who's your favorite superhero? Do you love Superman? Do you fucking hate Superman? Keep it real with me like I keep it real with you. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And stay tuned for the next round of content.